Thank you all for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is my distinct pleasure to present to you the 127th Wing Commander, Brigadier General John D. Slocum.
Am I working? There we go. How's everyone today? It's fantastic having everyone here, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you and spend some time today to recognize some of our outstanding performers for this year. Once again, though, please let me reiterate, General Isabel, welcome. It's great to have you here. General Wilson, fantastic from the Joint Staff. Chief, Colonel Mammon, whatever it is you do, welcome back. But a distinct pleasure to have our base community council here, Steve. Thank you for being part of this also. But men and women of the 127th Wing, it's great to actually have you all here. And I do want to make a special welcome to the families of our nominees. Thanks for taking the time to come out on this Sunday on our drill weekend when we get to muster as the militia force that we are, the constitutionally established force, to come out on this weekend. It's great to see you, Chief. How are you? Just have everyone here today. It's been an amazing year. A lot of things have gone on this year. And there's a number of things that we've done that's a little bit different. If you think back just a few years ago, how we used to do these ceremonies, one is all of you are sitting right now. All right, we already did that before. This is not new. But what is new, once again, based on your input, is the fact that we're not out here in the bling bling and all today. We're in our utility uniforms and all, just to make it a little bit more comfortable. Because there's nothing about this that we want to make uncomfortable. We want to make it easy. We want to be good stewards of your time. But we also want to take an opportunity to recognize some of the outstanding men and women that we have of this organization with the fantastic things that we do throughout the year. Now, as an organization, the accolades just continue to go on and on. Today, we're just going to have an opportunity to sample some of the superlatives that we have within this wing. So please just understand that as an organization as a whole, this is the best of an outstanding organization that continues to exude excellence throughout the year. Part of that, one of the things, we could sit and talk about what's gone on this year in particular. We've certainly had a lot. This little thing with the 100th anniversary of Selfridge and an open house air show with over 235,000 people out here, another 100,000 watching on boats, and more than 1 million watching on a live TV stream. So just a little bit going on there. The F-35 site survey, tons of things going on, but we've also had people who have put themselves in harm's way and that have sacrificed from themselves and for their families. So what I'd like to do right now is recognize all those who have deployed, and I know we have a lot of people in reconstitution, and we have a lot of folks who haven't actually made it back with us quite yet. Last should be back in next month in January. But for those in the audience who have deployed this year for more than 30 days, would you please stand up? Stand it up. Let's have a big round of applause. Thank you for your service and sacrifice. Well, as we head into this year, there's a lot of things that are going to be going on for 2018. We had a big debate about what I should talk about up here. Originally, I was going to kind of recap what happened for the last year. But as somebody told me, ho-hum, we already know what has happened. So let's not do that. We're not going to rehash this. And they told me I have to keep my remarks to 30 minutes. That's a joke. All right, I'll be quicker than that. But I do want to kind of give you our priorities going forward for 2018 here, as well as recognize some of the great performers that we have. Two priorities that I have for us this year going forward. Number one is readiness. We need to be ready to do our jobs. Now, we have done fantastic things with the 100th anniversary, with the F-35 site survey. These are critical. These are important. But as we head into 2018, to use football analogy, since we're in the middle of football season, we're going to go back to blocking and tackling. What this business is all about. We are going to focus on AFSC training. We're going to focus on getting our IMR ready. We're going to be ready to answer our doc statements that we can provide that warfighting capability to our nation when we need to. So you're going to hear a big focus from me going forward and from the group commanders, squadron commanders, command chiefs, which, oh, by the way, one of the other changes I didn't tell you, they're all sitting up front here this time. That's a change, and we're going to stick with that going forward. When we do things like this, our leaders are going to be out here in front. And the ones who are going to be taking the point for making this all happen are sitting here in these front rows. But it's everybody's responsibility as we get ready into this next year. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to look at the news to see the things that are going on and realize that we're in a serious business. And it's time that we get back to our blocking and tackling to recognize what it is we need to do to make sure that we are ready. Like our pet says, we stand ready to answer that call when our nation needs us. So we're going to continue to focus on readiness on an individual level, on an equipment level, on a process level. But the biggest one is the one on the bottom right there, which is our attitude, our focus, and our mindset as an organization is going to go back to the primary thing that we do, and we are going to be war fighters. I don't care what your function is in this organization, you fight wars. And we're going to make sure that we're ready to do that, whether that's in the support function, whether it's on the A-10, whether on the tanker, no matter where it is, medical group, we are going to be ready to go when our nation gives us that call. As part of this, we're going to do a couple things that I'm kind of announcing as part of this. This summer, we are planning a phase 1, phase 2 exercise. And a lot of people in this room are going to look at us and go, I don't know what that means, because we haven't talked that kind of terminology in a while. But as part of our Northern Strike exercise, we are going to flow message traffic. We are going to generate aircraft. We are going to deploy as an organization all the way around the world to Alpena, where we are then going to set up and we are going to take some basic steps back to what we would call the ability to survive and operate, or see Bernie types of things. We're going to get out our gas masks. We're going to figure out what it's like to operate in a contested environment. We're going to try and exercise our ability to generate sorties, fly our missions, and achieve our objectives in less than optimal conditions, all right? And we're going to make that happen. We're going to do this in a crawl, walk, and I'm not even going to say run right now. We're going to go crawl, walk. Next time we do this, we might get into the run phase. But we want to focus on that, and as part of that, February drill, so 2 drills from now, we're going to have a readiness rodeo. We're going to kind of redo our training schedule, and we're going to have everybody break out your Kim bags. We're going to do an inventory. We're going to do some basic training of things that we need to do for blocking and tackling as an organization to be ready to answer our doc statement requirements that we have as an organization. And then we'll have that continued focus going forward until we're ready to do that phase 1, phase 2 exercise. Our tankers are going to be going to PACOM not shortly or shortly thereafter. So they're not going to be at Alpena, but there will be a follow-on phase 1, phase 2 with them also. But as a wing, every single function, we're going to get back in the warfighting mode. Second thing we're going to focus on is customer service. One of the things that you notice, and I just love this quote, you know, customer service, everybody has a customer. Everything that we do, there is somebody we're providing a service for. Every part of this organization, leadership all the way down. Well, one of the things, and I love this particular quote, and I had to write it down the other day when somebody says, as we strive for efficiency, as we strive to do things and automate, when we make things self-service, we lose the human contact. We basically dehumanize a process. So my challenge to this organization is we're going to rehumanize it. We're going to get people back into looking people in the eye and doing the right thing and taking care of our people. And that is across the board. That's not focused at anybody, that's focused at everybody. As part of that, yep, isn't that about as dehumanizing as it gets? When you have to watch the Atari graphics once a year and play little things and win your trophies and that type of stuff online. Where we have the opportunities to not do stuff like this anymore, we're not. We're going to stop doing things that don't add value. We're going to make sure that everything that we do adds to the readiness of this organization. These are the type of words that I want to instill in our culture as we go forward this year. To look at somebody when they walk in, make eye contact, talk to them, say, can I help you? What can I do for you anymore? What next? It's all about our attitude, our approach, and our ability to take care of one another. There's been a lot of angst in this organization. There's a lot of dysfunction that have happened at all levels because we're losing that ability to relate to human beings. And a lot of it's what's been going on with the smartphones and automating and self-service and everything else. Let's take care of each other. And I mean all across the organization, up and down the chain and everything else. And I'm going to try and lead by example on all these types of statements right here. What else can I do for you? And I'm saying that in the context of tying these two things together, because when it comes to readiness, the one question I want to ask the people in these first few rows right here, our chiefs and our commanders, what can I do for you? Because my job here is to make sure that these folks can lead you to be successful. That's the only reason we're here, is to make sure that we have that. So if you have great ideas on how to do things better, if you have ideas on things that we should stop doing, let us know, let them know. I'll ask them, they'll tell me. We'll make this all work for everybody's betterment. In a day of constrained resources, we need to do it smarter, we need to do it better, but we also need to do it as people. So let's rehumanize a lot of these processes that have led us down a path to where we are today. That's going to be our second focus on this one. So on behalf of the 127th Wing, I do want to say this is the last time we get together this holiday season, and I want to say Merry Christmas, and I want to say Happy Holidays to everybody, to you and your families. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for what you do as part of this organization. You are amazing. I hope you understand that you are part of something much bigger than yourselves as part of what we do here, and every part matters. Every organization matters. And I appreciate what you do. It's a serious business. We look forward to having an even greater year in 2018, continued excellence. Thank you for the opportunity to talk with you today. I hope it's succinct to the point. Two things: readiness, customer service. It's going to be an awesome 2018. Families, once again, thank you for being here and being part of this. Let's recognize some of our top performers. Dan, back to you.